These are some of the faces of senior women's hockey in Scotland. Several are ex-internationalists, others have always played for leisure, but they all have a long-running passion for the sport. Among them is Jane. She's been playing for 58 years.
It's more than just playing on the pitch, it's the friendship. Yes, you want to win, but even our opposition teams, it's just the camaraderie, it's just the love of playing hockey, and it's fabulous.
All of these women are members of Masters teams, which are for those aged 35 and over. But they're in the minority. This is one of only a few sports in Scotland with a seniors setup.
I actually played in the first ever over 50s, the first over 55s, first ever over 60s and the first over 65s. I was thinking of giving up, but to actually play with people who know how to play, not running after youngsters, which you have to do for club games, it's inspiring actually.
It's just really nice to play with your peers. If you're playing with people your own age who are roughly the same speed, then it all just works the way it used to do.
Leading tonight's session is Wendy Justice.
But we need to be able to be released.
When I went to secondary school, girls weren't allowed to play football. So they made me play this sport called hockey. And I think at that time, you see, hockey, you could, if you were very good, you never knew you might go to the Olympics.
Wendy did indeed end up making it to the Olympic Games.
I went on to get 106 outdoor caps for Scotland, and I've got over 30 indoor caps for Scotland. And I finished my GB career on a bronze medal at the Barcelona Olympics in 1992 on my 100th cap for GB, my 100th and last cap for GB.
That's an all right way to go out.
Yeah.
Since retiring from her professional career, Wendy has remained heavily involved in the sport. You went on to be a teacher as well. You have coached and taught a lot of people hockey, myself included. I wasn't very good, but here we are.
You down yourself.
What have you found attitudes towards hockey to be like among young girls? Is there a lot of enthusiasm for it here in Scotland?
Certainly when I felt that in teaching. I mean, there's been a great uptake, and I love that's the reason I still coach, because I think that there's still so many out there that just want to play the game.
In 2022 to 2023, 7,672 women and girls were members of hockey clubs in Scotland. That's compared to 5,372 men and boys. But hockey is one of only a few sports bucking the wider trend. Across the board, women and girls are taking part in organised sports at far lower rates than males.
We use a phrase in sport, you can't be what you can't see. So if young girls don't see women doing those jobs, being in those roles, they think they're not for them.
Maureen McGonigal is the founder of Scottish Women in Sport, which works to improve opportunities for women in the industry. What do you think is the main thing that needs to change to improve participation in sport among women and girls?
If I was given a magic wand, I would try and do it all, but I think I'd go back to representation and decision making. I think for me what's disappointing is whilst we see an increase in women on boards, sports boards, what we're seeing is it's not a decrease in the men, so there's not a balance. What we're doing is we're creating a role for women to be there.
Maureen has worked in sport for 40 years and was the first female council member of the Scottish FA.
I have to say that all those years ago, we probably didn't threaten anybody. You know, it was more like a pat in the back and let the girls have their game. I think now, you know, they're challenging for more and more.
Studies have shown that by age 14, girls drop out of sports at twice the rate of boys. Maureen says that many are concerned about their safety when travelling home from training late at night, while others dealing with menstruation or menopause say a lack of facilities is holding them back.
They have no toilets to change into. You know, these are the problems. People are understanding that you don't have to wear white to play cricket, you don't have to wear white to play judo. And I think also for young women coming from an ethnic background, we're now quite happy to take hijabs and make sure they're covered. So we are making inroads to some of the problems that have stopped young women.
In recent years, more funding has been allocated to promote women and girls sports in Scotland.
There's been a lot of investment, there's been a lot of good programmes put together. But the problem is it's quite insular in sport. You know, you're wanting to get outside of sport because you want to bring people in that are not there at the moment. So that's quite difficult to do. That's not a criticism, that's a fact. So I think for me, what I would like to see is more marketing. Get it out to the young girls out there that don't participate. If you're preaching to the converted, you're not going to change the numbers.
There is one sport, though, that is reaching more new players than any other. In 2016 to 2017, 4,265 girls and women were registered at Scottish football clubs. Last year, that had risen to 17,474. 200 of them play here at Drumchapel United. The club set up a girls' system 8 years ago.
All the girls' teams train all together. So if we're under 8s right through our women's team, all train with the same nights during the same times. So I think for us that's a big thing that we've tried to create to make sure that the girls, especially at that age, have somebody they can go to within the club. And it's not really male coaches, they've got female coaches they can go and have the chats with.
One of those coaches is Rosie Brown, who joined as a player when she was 14.
In the time that you've been involved in football, been coaching here at Drumchapel United, how much of a difference have you seen in the progression of the girls' game?
It's crazy. When I started there was only 3 or 4 teams, and now here we are from 2-year-olds right up to women's recreational football. It's grown and grown every year.
We know that there is a big drop-off in girls playing between the ages of about 13 and 15. What can you do as a coach to try and encourage girls to stick at it?
Just create a positive environment, let them know that you're a coach, you're there for them. If you're there if you need anybody to talk to. Just try to encourage enjoyment in the game, just let them try and have fun.
Mia and Emily, who are 13 and 14, say they didn't expect the sport to be so welcoming.
I thought at the time it was more a boys' sport, and I didn't think there was much girl teams as there were.
Were there many girls that you knew that played football?
No. I knew like one girl.
I did like every other sport, and then I came here just from playing football in school, and then I just stuck with it. Everyone gets on, and it's just a great group of girls in general.
The girls both agree more publicity for women's football in recent years has been a big boost.
We have seen the Scotland women's team making it to the World Cup recently. How inspirational has that been for you to see women's sports being celebrated on the same scale as we've seen men's being celebrated for so long?
We always speak about it. Yeah, we definitely look up to them.
Do you think things have changed in terms of girls seeing football as something that is a viable career for them?
Yeah, I definitely think, because when you look at it, there's a lot more women's teams out there that are starting to realise that a lot of girls do want to actually play other than just boys.
No one knows whether sport will stay with these girls through their lives, but what they've gained from it just might.
I think they see a positive environment. I think they make friends for life.
My love for hockey grew because of the enthusiasm of those women. They get friendships, you learn so much as well through playing a team sport, because you learn, great values, like respect, sharing, cooperation. And perhaps in today's society we're needing a lot of that, so team sport is fantastic.